Everyone's arguing about which AI model is the smartest. Almost nobody noticed that Nous Research quietly shipped something bigger. It's called Hermes. And it isn't just an open model that nobody can throttle or shut off on you. It's a full agent setup that runs on your own machine with tools, memory, and skills built in. And here's the thing, most people using it are using maybe 10% of what it can actually do. So I went deep and pulled out the 20 hidden features that truly unlock it. Number 7 genuinely broke my brain. Quick framing, because Hermes means two things. One, the Hermes models, open weight language models from Nous Research. The latest is Hermes 4 with a 4.3 version that pushes context all the way to 500,000 tokens. 2. And this is the part people miss, Hermes Agent, an open source command line agent that runs those models, or honestly, almost any model, with web, browser, code execution, memory, and skills wired in. The model is the brain. Hermes Agent is the body. This whole video is about the body and the brain settings almost nobody flips on. Feature 1, the foundation. Hermes Agent installs in a single line. One curl command and you've got a real agentic command line on your machine, not a chat box. An agent that can actually do things. Run Hermes for the classic interface, or Hermes --2e for the full terminal UI. That's the entire setup. No cloud account required to start. Feature 2, toolsets. Out of the box, Hermes Agent ships with web search, a real browser, code execution, vision, memory, delegation to subagents, cron scheduling, a skill system, and MCP servers. You switch on exactly the capabilities a task needs. That is the entire difference between a chatbot and an agent. It can search, click, run code, and remember, instead of just talking about it. Feature 3 solves the single most annoying part of any agent, API keys. Run, Hermes, setup, dash portal, and one free login. Wires up a model plus a whole tool gateway. Web search, image generation, text to speech, even a cloud browser, all behind one sign in. No juggling 5 different keys before you can do anything. It's the fastest zero to working agent path I've seen. Feature 4, and this is where it gets powerful. Skills. Hermes Agent has a complete skills system. Browse a hub of pre-built skills. Search for one, install it, then invoke it with a slash command. Want Kubernetes? Search for it, install it, then just type slash K8s and your instruction. You're composing an agent out of reusable, shareable capabilities. And you can write your own. Feature 5, it actually remembers. Close the terminal, come back tomorrow, run Hermes, -- continue, or just -c. And it resumes your most recent session with full memory of what you were doing. Most people restart from zero every single time. The agent is built to remember, so let it. Feature 6, it runs real commands. Hermes Agent has a terminal tool. It doesn't pretend to run code, it actually executes it and reads the output. Ask it, what's my disk usage? Show the top 5 biggest folders. And it runs the real shell command and answers from the actual result. And the whole thing follows one standard loop. You ask, it thinks, it calls a tool, it reads the response, it answers. That loop is the entire game. Feature 7 is the one that broke my brain. Hermes Agent is not locked to Hermes models. The exact same agent runs on Nous's own portal or OpenRouter, or, wait for it, Anthropic's Claude, OpenAI, and Gemini. Or fully local, through Ollama, LM Studio, or vLLM. So the private open setup and the frontier closed models all live behind one interface. Run local for sensitive work, swap to a frontier model for the hard stuff. Same skills, same memory, one command. That is the unlock nobody talks about. Feature 8 is for the builders. Turn on trajectory saving, and every agent run gets written out as clean training data. Why care? Because that is fuel. Nous open sourced Atropos, their reinforcement learning framework, multi turn tool calling, code execution, all of it. And your captured runs can feed it. Your agent literally generates the data to make the next one better. Almost nobody flips this on. Now, the brain. Hermes 4 is a hybrid reasoning model, which means you can turn deep thinking on and off. Drop in the official reasoning system prompt, the one that tells it to enclose its thoughts inside think tags. And the model deliberates step by step before answering hard problems. Leave it out and it answers fast. Same model, two modes. The trick is knowing when to spend the thinking. Feature 10, you don't even have to touch the prompt. If you reach Hermes through an API like OpenRouter, there's a reasoning parameter. Flip enabled, true or false, per request. Cheap fast calls get reasoning off. The gnarly ones get it on. You control the thinking budget call by call instead of paying for it every single time. Feature 11 is where reasoning gets dangerous, in a good way. It thinks before and after it uses a tool. The model reasons inside think tags, decides which tool to call, reads the result, then reasons again about what it got back before answering. That's why its tool selection is so much sharper than a model that just blurts out a function call. Thinking plus tools is the combination that makes an agent actually reliable. Feature 12. Hermes has a real documented function calling format. You hand it your tools inside tools tags in the system prompt, and it replies with a clean tool call block. Name and arguments as parseable JSON. This isn't a hack bolted on top. Nous trained it on this format and open sourced the entire function calling repo. Structured, predictable tool calls are the backbone of every agent you'll ever build. Feature 13 saves you from yourself. Don't handwrite that system prompt. Pass your tools in the tools field of your messages and call, apply, chat template. The tokenizer builds the correct tools block for you. This also dodges the number one mistake people make, which I'll get to in a second. Using the wrong prompt format for the version you're on. Feature 14 for anyone building an interface. The tool call tags are real. Special tokens. That means you can detect a tool call midstream, the instant it begins. Pause, run the tool resume, instead of waiting for the whole response to finish. Snappy responsive agents are built on exactly this. Feature 15. If you self-host, serve Hermes with vLLM rule and pass. Enable auto tool choice with tool call parser Hermes. Now you get clean. OpenAI style tool calling out of an open model. No rejects, no parsing raw text yourself. Forget that one flag and your tool calls come back as plain text and everything breaks. This single line is the difference between it works and why is this broken. Feature 16. Log the output to a shape. Tell Hermes you answer in JSON. Here's the schema you must follow. Inside schema tags. And it returns valid. Schema conforming. JSON. You can drop straight into your code. No more praying. The model returns something passable. You hand it the contract. Feature 17 takes that even further. Generate the schema straight from a pydantic model and validate the model's reply against it automatically. No ships the exact code for this. So you define a Python data class, the agent fills it in, and you get a typed, validated object back, not a string you have to babysit. Feature 18 is the easy mode of all of that. Through providers like OpenRouter, Hermes supports the standard response format parameter. structured outputs, and JSON mode, the exact same way you'd do it with any OpenAI compatible API. If you already have that code, it just works. Feature 19 is the most counterintuitive on this whole list. Hermes is famous for being neutral and steerable. But here's the catch most people get completely backwards. The most neutral, user directed behavior comes from leaving the system, prompt out, entirely. Pile on a heavy, restrictive persona, and you steer it right back toward refusing. Less is more. The empty system prompt is the setting. And feature 20 is the flip side. When you do want a persona, Hermes holds it. It's tuned for high steerability and low refusals. State of the art on a benchmark called refusal bench. So a strong system persona gets respected instead of argued with or overridden. One model that's a blank slate by default and a committed character on command. That control is the whole reason to run Hermes. If you only do 3 things, do these. 1. Run setup dash dash portal so you have a working agent in about 60 seconds. 2. Set the official sampling settings, temperature 0.6, top P 0.95, top K 20, and let the tokenizer build your prompts so you never use the wrong format. 3. Turn thinking on only for the genuinely hard problems. Do those, and you're already ahead of 90% of Hermes users. I packed all 20 of these, every command, the exact settings, the gotchas, into a single, one-page Hermes cheat sheet. It's completely free. Grab it at the link hyperautomationlabs.co/free/unlock. If you want to go deeper, my premium Claude code and codex guides are linked right below. And if this just saved you an afternoon of digging, subscribe here on YouTube and follow Hyperautomation Labs on Instagram and Facebook. I do the costly digging, so you don't have to. Now go unlock your Hermes setup. I'll see you in the next one.